Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. This is iAllegedly. And I have a traveling companion with me who loves to sing and eat a lot and hang out. And her name is Rosie. And you need to get ready to pay more. Look at that beautiful dog. She's so smart. Anyways, we are driving back from Las Vegas, Nevada. And I'm going to show you a couple things that are very sad sign of the times. But also, remember, get ready to pay more. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and please take a look at our sponsor, Patriot Gold, and I will cover them in a little bit. But let's get into it. First things first, guys, I am in Jean, Nevada, and I am outside of what used to be Terrible's Casino. Now, if you've ever driven to Las Vegas and you cross state line, then you hit a city called Jean. We're in Jean, Nevada right now, which is before you get to the Strip. But this is what's left of Terrible's Casino. Now, how do you know this casino? This used to be a casino called the Gold Strike. And the Gold Strike was your first glimpse of Vegas when you drove into town. And it was beautiful because it had all the lights. It was like, oh my gosh, we're in Las Vegas. But you weren't. You were getting there. But this, old casino, it's been torn down. Now, what they did was they tore down the casino part of it and left the hotel standing. And there's been speculation that it's cheaper on the taxes, whatever. But directly across the street, about 15, 18 years ago, there used to be another casino across the street, and they ripped that down because when the casino went out of business, it was cheaper to have an empty plot of land than it was to have an empty building. So with that being said, that's what they did. Now, to get ready to pay more, the city of New York has implemented a tax, a congestion tax for $9 a person. Oh, it's only for the travelers that come in and out of the city. Nonsense, guys, because the congestion tax is going to affect everybody. And you can talk about peak hours and, hey, you can avoid the tax by going around it. Well, if you live within the zone, you're going to pay the tax. So the problem with this congestion tax is that we've talked about this. People that are politicians that cannot run a business do things like this. So what do? They raise your taxes. Well, gosh, how are we going to raise a new tax? Congestion tax. Now, here's the worst thing. This is going to fail miserably because people are fed up with stuff like this. So you got the truck stop across the street, and you're going to hear some traffic from there. But anyways, guys, this congestion tax is ridiculous. It's also a sign of the times that other cities want to implement this. And you've got Los Angeles, you've got Portland, Oregon, you've got San Francisco. This is a wonderful idea. No, do you know San Francisco's 7 miles wide? 7 by 7 is what somebody once told me. It's 7 miles in each direction. And that area, the downtown area, has been decimated and destroyed, and this tax is going to do nothing more than the exact same thing. So it's terrible. These people don't get it. They have destroyed, the country by coming up with these new taxes. Everybody wants to pay less. I was just talking to a business friend of mine, and he said, hey, I was watching your video. Is it true that the #1 New Year's resolution was to get your finances in order? Yeah, that's it, guys. For the first time in almost 2 decades, people are more concerned about, I'm tired of being in debt. Well, you know what they don't want to do? They don't want to pay a congestion tax. So let me know what you think about this. I think it's outrageous, guys. But I got one more good one to show you with this. But it's sad, guys. This is a sign of the times. Now, the Terribles family that owns this, brilliant business people. Oh, listen to this. Because I'm walking, I walked beyond the line. This property is being monitored by video, so I wonder if they're going to come after me. That's fine. Hi. Don't forget to like and subscribe, iAllegedly. Anyways, my ex-wife's uncle had a house in Newport Beach, California. His next-door neighbors were the Terrible family. Huge boats, parties all the time, everything. Nice family, nice people, brilliant business people. The rumor is that they bought this place for a song, ran the casino for a while, and then said, forget it, and now they're going to sell it. Now, here's the thing. Here in Las Vegas, They already have a big airport, Harry Reid Airport. They've got the municipal, the business airport. You've got the airport here at Jean, which you can see the small planes landing right now. Let me get a shot of that for you. You got the small planes landing out there. But what they want to do is build an international airport on State Line. And my nephew is an air traffic controller out here. And he says, yeah, Uncle Dan, it's really, the play. But the real estate play is to buy property between here and State Line. So there's a lot more to show you too. I could ramble for an hour. Let's talk about our sponsor, Patriot Gold Group. Guys, 2025 is here. We're going to have a new administration. It's an exciting time. Whether you are for someone or against someone, one thing that you have to be for is to get your finances in order. The number one resolution for 2025 was to get your finances in order. You need to look at a way to get your retirement set up in such a way that you don't have to worry regardless of which way the stock market goes. Call Patriot Gold Group today, 888-330-1431. Number one rated for 8 years in a row. Guys, contact them today. It's so easy to buy gold. Look at what all the experts are saying. Bank of America, Goldman Sachs, Wells Fargo, Morgan Stanley have all said that gold is going to go well above $3,000 an ounce. Contact them today. Number one rated for a very good reason. I love the customer service. I'm not just a spokesman, a client of theirs. Call them today, 888-330-1431. Have them answer all your questions. Contact them today. Now, for my second part of the video, I am at State Line, California. The city is called Primm, Nevada. If I walk 100 yards that way, I will be in California. This is Whiskey Pete's Hotel and Casino, that if you've ever driven to Nevada, most likely you've stopped here. But the thing about this is that they finally closed this place. So this place is done, and announced the closure. It was just an S-hole, okay? It was a dump. Let's face it, guys. The nicest thing ever at this casino was you. Don't ever forget that. This place was just run down, smelly, and, nothing special at all. But, cheap food, cheap hot dogs. Oh my God, Dad, I gotta go pee one more time before you hit California. This is where you stopped, okay? But end of an era, guys, because if a place like this can't make it, nothing's gonna make it. People are not traveling. People are not driving anymore. I met a man today who owned that Tesla that was parked in the center of the street at my friend's house. He says, I'm done with the car. It could not, lost power, pulling into a parking stall, and could not park the car, could not get it into neutral, and had to run an extension cord from a friend's house to a generator and do almost 300 feet of extension cords just to get the car. I mean, it's funny now, just to get to the car, to get enough charge so he could put it in a parking spot. He said, then my other car broke down at the same time, which made it even worse. So that's where we're at. So for those of you that know this era, this is Whiskey Pete's, okay? Anyways, another thing that's sick about that congestion tax is Jano Lieber runs the MTA. The city of New York is going to get their brain suit out over this congestion tax, and they had a ceremony to celebrate the congestion tax. Talking about tone-deaf politicians. Isn't this wild, guys? I'm telling you guys, I'm in the center of the street. This is just crazy. For all of you that know this area, you guys know this hotel. It's sad, Last chance to gamble. Oh my gosh, how much did you lose? All those things we used to say to each other. This was where you did it, right here. So, they had the Bonnie and Clyde card here with the bullet holes. People would walk up and look at it, and very, very exciting. My uncle was so into Bonnie and Clyde. He went to a Bonnie and Clyde festival. Wherever they got shot and killed at, he went to a festival there, and one of the cops that was on the detail gave a talk, and the guy was like 90 years old. He was a young kid at the time, and it was crazy, but you guys get the gist of it. End of an era. So next thing is, think about this, guys. Apple Computer settled a lawsuit, preliminary settlement out of federal court in Oakland late last week. And it was for $95 million because of Siri. And think about this. If you go, hey Siri, you know, your phone will open up generally, and you can ask it a question. Well, the problem with it is it taping you? People said yes. These two people sued for two reasons. They had searched two different things. They had searched hiking equipment, they had searched Olive Garden restaurants, Air Jordan sneakers, and all they did was get inundated with ads for that stuff. But that's wild, guys. So everybody that knows this, you guys are like, oh my God, Whiskey Pete's is done. It's done, guys. It's sad. End of an era, guys. End of an era. So please visit our other properties. You can go to Buffalo Bill's across the street, and we're not in a recession, but you have a discount place like this. Now, I know people that have stayed at this hotel, and I'm like, really? You stayed at Whiskey Pete's? What were you thinking? So there's that. But anyways, that preliminary settlement, what they say with the Apple settlement was that Apple's devices would tape us, and then people would get inundated with ads. You've seen this. Go try this today. Turn your phone on, turn it off, search something. Search like, you know, apple pie, and then talk about snowshoes and watch what happens. You're going to get, and just talk about it. Don't search it, but talk about it. All of a sudden you're going to get inundated with ads for snowshoes. So yeah, they're listening to us. Now, the advertising people say this is targeted advertising. Yeah, this is the greatest thing in the world. It's not. It's a totally, you know, something none of us signed up for. And, you know, it's funny. When Mark Zuckerberg started Facebook, he talked about how you're going to have a new era and a device and a site that's going to recommend meals, it's going to recommend experiences. You're going to be able to share every part of your life with your friends, family, and everybody else. And man, oh man, has it taken over? I don't go to Facebook anymore because all it is loaded with ads. And because of my age, it's, hey, do you want to meet older women over 60 who like to date? So that's what I get. So don't feel alone when you get that stuff too, guys. Okay? Let me know what you think so far. End of an era. Now, as we enter 2025, here is a story you're going to hear a lot more about, and that is from Chase, Citibank, Capital One, Discover, Synchrony Bank. They just wrote off in 2024 alone in bad debt, credit card debt that was not paid. They were off $46 billion. We should have played a game and had you guess. $46 billion, guys, in bad debt. And you haven't seen anything yet. It's not, remember, it's peaking, it's going up still. It's not hitting the top yet. So God only knows what it's going to be a year from now. But again, get your finances in order, guys. Don't be a debt hound. Don't borrow money that you don't need. You don't need to borrow money to go to dinner. Don't, start there. Have a rainy day account, and maybe you can buy Whiskey Pete's, okay? Wouldn't you love to own a place like this? It'd be fun. Anyways, Tom Barkin is one of the Fed presidents out of Richmond, and of all the 12 different Fed presidents, they all have different takes on where the economy's going and where interest rates are going to go. And there's a great article below from him where he's talking about how he feels things are going to go and interest rates. And, will jobs be messy? Yeah. Will people do well overall? Yes. No. Will inflation slow down? It doesn't look like it. So, guys, it's going to cost more to live. And that's what people have to get themselves used to, which nobody wants to hear that. God, nobody wants to hear that at all. There's a Wolfgang Puck Bar and Grill in Las Vegas, and I get a kick out of this. When I was in Vegas, I like to check out the health, records and see who's bad. Well, that place shut down one of their flagship locations for rodent infestations. okay? And critters inside the place. Get me some of that pasta, and so ridiculous. You guys ever read that stuff? Now, final story. This is wild, okay? New Year's Day, husband and wife go out. They have been married well over 40 years, and the husband goes ice fishing with his son. The husband tragically dies ice fishing. Isn't that terrible? Awful story. The wife, the next day, goes to retrieve her car, and a 19-year-old kid lost control of his vehicle in Michigan, slid across the highway and hit the woman and killed her. So these people died less than 24 hours apart. That's horrible. My lesson with this is there's nothing funny about this. I'm not laughing about this. Live your life, guys. Go do what you want to do. I love people, invite me to places, and I don't know if I can do that. I got invited to the Raiders game, got to go on the field, okay? I got this VIP experience. You guys ever want me to fly someplace and do that? It's nice when it's Nevada and I can drive here and do that. But I will fly. You guys want to invite me to a baseball game or anything like that? I will be the first one to go there, film it. We'll have a good time. And I got a bunch of credit cards I can put meals on, okay? Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I hope you guys were as sad as I was about Whiskey Pete's. There's people that are like, what is that? There are people right now that are wincing and crying right now, okay? Onward and upward, guys. The winners are going to be announced in the next couple days for the Christmas gifts. I appreciate each and every one of you. 2024 was an amazing year. 2025 is going to be so much better for all of us. And Rosie is so happy, and she loved it that she could go on the road trip with me. Okay? I'll see you soon.